Okay.
And I think that this might be a little bit behind. But this
Yes.
is the first time, but this is great.
Let's make sure that's actually doing it in quality.
Double check and see what's good.
It's so late.
Yeah, it's really delayed.
We can maybe change those settings to the... Oh, can I not edit? You have to kill it first.
Really?
Not ideal. We can...
Concurrent viewers. Oh, it's you.
Yeah, it's me. Alright, so this is up at 7:20, so that's perfect.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Alright, here, let's flip around some cameras real quick and just kind of see where we're at. How does that look? What?
That would be cool.
There we go. Okay, cool. That's going to be easier
Cool.
to kind of like keep with for what that is.
Yeah.
Sick.
Alright, so
Alright.
probably want some... Not that thing. Probably want... Get rid of you. Manage some of that. We need more monitors.
We need more monitors?
Yeah.
Like headphones?
We need... Oh.
Oh, more like visual
Displays.
monitors. Yeah, displays.
Yes.
Maybe.
That's really annoying that one screen does not stay up over the other.
Yeah, just a little
Lame.
bit.
Yeah, well, that'll be up to you to figure out how you want to do
Yeah,
everything.
yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, I'll get that
anyway.
rolling. I get that big thing out of the way for sure. But yeah, I mean, even if I had to reach over, it's not a big deal.
Hi, Justin.
Justin's in here?
Yeah. He wants lights? What's up, Vizilla?
What's good?
Let us know how the audio is and everything.
Hell yeah. Let's see. So what do we start with? So, kind of what we're doing here is we are programming lights for our show coming up at the end of October. We fucking get it, Justin. Come on. So we're programming lights for that. It takes a very, very, very long time to do all of this. It's mainly Aaron's mastermind that really does all of these lights when it comes down to it, and he's the mastermind behind it. I just kind of help in more of the person that will go and set the shit up and tear it down. But it's kind of cool and takes a deep dive into how we kind of make our shows as immersive as we can. And show you kind of how to do it too. So come hang out and bullshit, and maybe we'll drink. I don't know what's going on, but depends on the day. But just come party with us, and we're gonna program lights and melt our eyes.
Mike should probably speak with his chest.
Probably.
Alright, so I guess we can get started here because we do have a lot of lights here, as you can see. So let's make them all do stuff.
Mike's a little quiet.
I turned you up.
Oh, nice.
Is it
I should
this one?
yell in it, just because it's Justin. I hope it's probably hooked up to his audio.
Cool.
Hell yeah.
So we're starting from...
Oh shit! I should have just done that. Sorry.
No, you're good. So we're starting from scratch here. We got to patch in some lights in this Grand MA3.
Hell yeah.
So we got quite a few new lights from our last show. So let's get the patch list going
Oh
here.
my god, it's our Cajun boy Chase. What's up, boy? What are you doing?
So we got some sweeper beams here.
Now Chase is stuck in here. It's some creature.
So we got 4 of these guys, and what we're gonna do here is we're gonna say 4. These all fixture IDs in the thousands. That way, when we get more lights in about like 2 months, because we can't help ourselves,
Yeah,
we can patch in more.
That's the one thing about us. We just don't stop buying lights. We're kind of obsessed at this point.
So then we got the really cool ones here, Jolt bars. And we're running these in 43 channel mode now. Before we used to run these in 18 channel, but we need to unlock a little more power with these.
Dude, those things are insane.
Got 2.
That was the main thing that we used to like run for our last shows, but we have a lot more to show off here.
Create those 2. That's all fine. Cool, and then what do we got next? Ooh. The RX1s.
Let's go.
So we got these guys. These guys are really cool. 2 more of those.
What do we want to program to? Do you want to do love song?
I don't even know if we're going to get to actually programming a song tonight, honestly. I think it's going to be a matter of just patching
Kinda
everything,
creating,
going through.
Test and shit? Hell yeah. No,
making
dude,
these things actually do something. Because as of right now, none of these will turn on.
That makes sense.
RX1s. Pars. 18p. We got a lot of 80J fixtures here. Sponsor us, please.
That'd be dope.
2 of those. We try to do everything symmetrical, so we'll either have 2 or 4 of the same thing. 4,000. Cool. Create those. These stage panel things from Rockville. We used to run these in a lower channel mode too, but we're gonna up the channel count for this show. These lights are pretty nice for being so cheap. Still give us quite a bit of flexibility here. 3. And then got some little strobes in the back.
None of these need like readdress on the fixtures at all.
Nope, we're matching exactly what we kind of spec'd everything out to before.
Good deal.
It's putting this in this blank show product. I'm going to start from scratch for everyone.
Absolutely.
So we're on 6 channel count here.
Sorry about that.
6,000. All right. Now we get on to some lasers.
Yeah, those are fucking dope.
So we got a couple of these Scorpion dual RGBs. 2 of those. Please create. And our last thing, and I'm not sure if we're going to run these, but our geysers here. But we'll patch them in and we'll build the show with them. Couple
Geysers
geyser
are-
P7s.
Geysers are dope. They just take up a lot of power. It's like the one thing you have to make sure you balance out when doing all this is all the power.
And create.
I like them. I just don't like the power they take.
Cool. So we got everything patched now. So we'll go ahead and save and exit. And if we switch back to our live view here, we can do a quick, just select everything, and
You let me know. I'll turn the lights off. You need them off?
in a second. Okay, So we got
no
everything.
Justin, no geysers on Sunday.
We use geysers on Sunday.
Aaron, you're not keeping with the joke. Fine, Justin, geysers on Sunday. I'll turn that off.
So
you
we got
guys
a
can
little
see
bit
us
of
a little bit
something.
better.
Alright, so let's actually... we don't have any selection happening here. So what we do need to do now is actually get our groups created. So come back to the software really fast. And get some groups going. It's kind of scary just booting this thing up and all you get is a blank screen. Even by default those lights wouldn't turn on, but the first thing we want to do is create some groups and some presets so we can get this doing some things. So our old lighting software didn't really handle presets as well, and how we did everything was basically through MIDI in our set project. This is a full-on lighting package here, so we got as much control as we need, and this scales up much better than our old solution. So I'm going to come over to our data pools first to house our groups, resize this. The best thing about grandMA is it's completely customizable. So whatever works for me here and works for us in Lone Wolf might not be the perfect solution, but we're here to learn together. So let's resize that. Cool. So to make this a little bit easier, we're going to leave our fixture sheet up. And we can see in yellow here, we got a bunch of stuff highlighted. So I mean, it's selected, but we don't want to use any of that. So neat little trick I've been doing here is in the data pools with macros, instead of having to type clear all the time in our command line, there's 3 separate macros that I like to use, and I think we can import some macros here. We got 3 different types of clears. First one is our selection. I think that's right. And we got, not like that, import, clear, active, edit, one more, and then we got clear all. So yeah, all of these will help me go a little bit faster when you're not working on the full-size console, and we're just doing it off of a MacBook here. Not enough buttons to do all this efficiently. So we're going to clear everything now, and we just killed all of our lights in the back. But let's get some groups going here. So you can see a full tree of what we can address here. Each one of these sweepers in the back has 8 individual LEDs. So what we'll do is grab them all, and because I'm a programmer as my day job, I love working in the command line. So I'm going to do a lot of typing here. We'll say 101 through 104. And that grabs our main fixture for each of these sweepers, highlighted in yellow. So we'll store these, label this as our sweepers. And now that we have those, we can get some more light back in here. Probably put our present mode back. Yeah.
Wait, hold on. Let me fix that.
That one. Yeah. So we can do some quick on-offs.
There you go. Yep.
At least we got some sort of output here. So let's go on to our next fixture here. Let's do the jolt bars. So and do a clear all. Kills the lights out there, but we don't want to store any of our selection here. So we will take our 2001 through 2002, selects our jolt bars. We can test these really fast. These don't have a color assigned to them, so we will need to at least do something to get some light going. But the way MA works with the preset pools is this is only going to store groups here. So this is just going to store a selection. It's not going to store the color with it. Label this as our jolt bars. And we'll expand on these groups later. I just want something so at least we can keep some constant light going. Alright, so let's get our 3000s now. Get them on. See those working in the back there? Not yet.
Sounds good.
Store this as a new group. Beams. Cool. And we got our pars down there on the bottom of the closer totems. Need a couple more groups. I'm saving the first one for an all. I just didn't select all yet. Oops. 1 through 5002. This one also needs some color with it to see, or not. Yeah, so we can see that our selection here really matters. Right now, the groups that we're creating is just going to be the top level fixtures, and then we'll break these down into the sub fixtures that exist here. Working with sub fixtures in this has kind of been a pain, but I think just for our basis, we're just going to turn them on and off completely, and then once we get into detail with the songs, so let's recreate the selection again. Store these as our panels. And we got 6001 through 6002. We got our strobes. Oh, there's two more. 7001 through 7002. These will be our lasers.
Those go hard as fuck.
And then we got back to here 8002, and these will be our geysers, which we don't have set up right now, so we won't know if any of this is going to work. We're just gonna pray. Cool. At least now, if we wanted to, we can get some light going again. So what we can do is actually take all of these now. Select everything. Now does not select all of our sub fixtures, and it really just select just the one. I don't know what the syntax is to select all those. It's interesting. But clear these all again. At least get some ambient light back in here. Set those back to open. Get our beams on as well since these are pretty bright. And also we're only running this at 24%. These things get bright, but we're not trying to kill our eyes just yet. We still got a few 100 hours left to program. Alright, so we want to do some, select everything. We can get the whole dimmer going. I'll set everything just on. That'll be our first. This is just full. We can do everything closed. Except the why did the guy or the RX1 stay? Interesting. Well, let's speed this up by just getting a few colors in here as well, because it's been a bit hard to see with no light. So we'll create a color pool and then do a quick color picker here. Just a few things. I like working with just the faders. I believe we gotta have everything selected, and that makes this a bit easier. So some of these, I'm gonna remove all our saturations, will be our white. We'll do red. Do like a full green. Kind of go in an order of what we've used in the past. Now that we have opportunity to mix colors and everything, we're going to do that way more, but before it was just kind of like pick your main color group. So now if we go full on, we have everything set to blue, and we have the inner bars going on the jolt bars. Let's see what the sweeper's on. They're just that dim. Everything else is that bright that we can't even see the sweepers in the back.
Damn.
So let's make a couple more groups, because the way the panels and the jolt bars work is they have an inner LED strip that's only white. And it gets super bright, but since it can't do color and we're focusing a bit on color right now, we're going to create a separate group of just those so we can turn those off. So let's see what our fixture numbers are. So clear our selection, because we're just making a group. I don't care that the programmer has all this stuff on the right here with the dimmer. That's not going to save with this. So we'll take 2001.2.through. That selects one section of the inner bar. So turn one of them off somewhere. Oh, I guess we also need the master on that. You can see that completely turned off outside. And honestly, to save time, I'm just going to click and drag. And that cleared my other selection. And with MA, selection really matters, so I'm going to go in order on all of these. Actually, let's make a group of just the main on it for now. I don't want to get too complicated with turning off the individual sections there, because with our channel count, we can break up that inner bar in, I think, quarters? It's either quarters or eighths. It's quarters. Let's create a new group underneath our jolt bars. Store that as inner bars. If I can get our command to work here. Cool. What I do need is get a 0 going, and not like that is our preset. I do want everything here. Set dimmer to 0 completely. Store this. Cool. Let's get our light back here. So now we're just doing the inner bars just to keep it lit for a minute. But we will continue creating some groups really fast. So we can clear our selection. And let's do the outer bars here on our jolt bars. Wait, actually, what all did I have in this? Was it just the 2? I already forgot. Yeah, it was just the mains. So we want 2001 and 2002.1. Store that as a group. These are outer bars. So now we can turn these on. Clear a selection. Turn off our inner bars now. And we got our jolt bars. Sorry, this is the really boring part of just getting this all configured. I'd really like to get working on a song, or at least having these do cool things, but when you start from absolutely nothing, you gotta deal with the whole setup process here. So
The fun parts.
let's take a look at the beams so we can get some movement going as well. So we set those to full. Are colors working? Yes, they are. So the beams don't actually have the same color attributes as our other lights do. It's all gobo based, so it's just a color wheel in there. And we have all these different presets for them, but it's doing a good job matching all of our fixtures at once to hopefully the same color. We'll try not to use ones that aren't exactly the same. So let's see, let's get our pars going as well, make sure that those work perfect. Alright, so now we got it looking like Christmas in here. And let's create a couple more groups for our panels, because these are going to give us the same issue that the jolt bars do. Or if we go to turn it on, it's going to turn on the intersection. So this one's slightly different because it doesn't have a master group. It's just each of the 8 individual squares has its own selection here. So we will group all these together. Panel. So now we can turn those on, set some colors really fast. But let's get the inner panel going, which is just an LED strip. Not as powerful as the center strip on the jolt bars, but still plenty bright. Which at quarter brightness looks really lame. Cool. So we're off to like a good start. I know we only have 4 colors here, but we'll keep growing with that as we check out a few other things. So let's resize some stuff. And let's get into some movement really fast. So let's get that. I don't like what this is all doing. I'm going to keep our fixture sheet visible, and we'll just store our macros up there for now, because the easiest way to demonstrate this is looking at this in the 3D viewer as well. And I want to make sure this works because we're very lucky to be able to set all these lights up and program like this, but that's not always going to be the case. And being able to do this from anywhere on the road to adjust our show is fantastic, because before we had to set everything up. So we have our 3D view here, and you can't really see anything, but if we zoom in, all of our lights are stacked right there in the center. So yeah, we want to get that above the ground now. Let's get our 3D views as well. And where does that even live? Cameras. Cool. Quickly reset. So we're going to go into setup mode really fast and be redoing all of our groups again. So our whole layout here is we're probably spacing, getting our sweepers up high, and we're also going to move them a bit to the back, and that's not the direction for the back. So we'll go like that, and then we'll need to rotate these guys. That rotation does not do it. I always forget which ones of these it is. I don't think it was that one either. It's that one. Um, 90 for there. There we go. So now they're all stacked together, and that does me no good. So reset our selection and do 2. And we'll want to match these up to what we have set up here. But we'll set 2 of these 3 feet over to our left. And then clear our selection again. Set these 2 3 feet to our right. So there is align tools here, but I'm not going to sit here and struggle with them. We're just going to do this manually and set 1001 higher than 1002, because that's how we kind of go. We do top left, then bottom left, and then top right, bottom right, whenever we work across the stage. So maybe 4. 4 looks really close. It's about as close as we have them in the real world. The 3D models for these don't look right. They have this really wide square on it. These things are really narrow, so they don't take up as much stage space as this thing would suggest. But let's clear our selection again. Let's get 3000. 1. No, not 3000. Let's pull up Mike's favorite button here, the oops button.
I don't know the fucking oops. No. Instead of being no.
I have multiple things selected there, so back to 1003 is what I meant. So we'll go up 4. Cool. So if we want to just kill our top, yep, our top right one just went away, and that matches here. Your camera on the top right. So now that we got these guys, let's continue matching the rest. So right now we have the beams sitting on some stools in front of the sweeper bars, but at the show we're gonna mount these up above.
What's good, Fairywinkle? How you doing, homie?
So we already selected those with our group up here. We can set both of these to, I already forgot what the other ones were, but I think it's -3 through 3. Okay, so that's not the right one. We'll want to get these up probably 5 though. And then this, our X position, will be -3 through 3. Now it's spaced that out. Perfect. We'll just need to set these 2 back. And then now we need to set our rotation here. So I believe this was not 90. Is that 190? $180. So 180 on our X rotation, and let's bring this down just a hair so they're sitting on top. So let's see. I took a screenshot of one other setting in here because I knew I'd forget it.
What's good, Sage? How you doing?
Alright. So we actually want the beams to be -180. And then our Z rotation is 90 to get these to match exactly with what we see in the real world as well in the 3D visualizer. So let's get rid of everything. Make a quick selection here of those, and let's turn up the brightness so we can demonstrate this a little bit easier. And you can see how bright that is. And we're only at 58% here.
I actually just thought you turned on the lights in the ceiling. I'm not gonna lie to you. I was like, oh shit, I didn't mean for those to turn on. But it's just the fucking beams.
Cool. So let's set our pan. Actually, let's start with our tilt. All right, so we can see that we're going to the left here.
haze.
Mike wants to turn on the haze. I think.
I'm gonna turn on the haze.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get away for a sec.
Cool. So while we wait for the haze, we can kind of see that we have an issue going on here. If we look at the top-down view, this is the 3D viewer thinks that these beams should be facing us, but it's not. It's facing the screen. So what we'll need to do is check our patch, and we'll want to invert our pan just on these. I believe it's right click. Yep. Save that. And now in the real world, these just rotated towards us, and now we're matching exactly what's in 3D visualizer. I'll turn back down lights really fast.
You're so friggin' bright.
That's still only 30%, and can we even see once we get the haze in here a little bit more, you can see what these beams can do.
Yup. They look hard. They look so hard.
In the meantime, we'll get the rest of our
Everything else
3D viewer going, and honestly, I'm gonna lower these because these aren't gonna be that high up. So I think if we just take this whole stack, we can bring it down closer to floor level. Get it up there. Recenter. Move back in. Cool, so we still got a couple more to do here. Unfortunately, the 3D viewer cannot do anything with the lasers. And I don't even know if the camera can depict what the lasers are doing, so you'll just have to come to the show to find out what these lasers can do. But let's do our pars. We'll select those. Set these up one. We'll have to do some rotation. Not on the z-axis. This one? Yeah. So these pars aren't moving heads, so it doesn't really matter which way we face them. We're just going to try to match at least like the angle that they're shooting up, because it's like a 45-degree angle up from the base. And our X position's probably going to be like 5 through 5, negative 5. So they're going to be spaced out a bit farther than the rear totems. And then our Y rotation, so since we have both selected here, it's going to rotate one way and one the other. So we can quickly clear that. Let's do a negative 45 and reselect both. And let's get this much closer to the ground, because these are only maybe half a foot, not even. Let's do like 0.2. Get those on. So we got a couple more.
I think our favorite thing about those par lights being right there is when you go and look down to like play something and you realize that you're just getting blinded anytime we play.
Oh yeah, whenever we play TNG, dude, the chorus is so hard for me to
Honestly, I'm
see.
not gonna lie. Like, if I didn't have that chorus down from just for you, I'd probably be totally fucked because like I can't even see my dots at all.
You have the lumen light as well.
Dude, honestly, I'm gonna
it
be
doesn't
honest.
help.
That whole thing of like that dude making like that silver in the top of it, like actually was pretty counterproductive, and now I can't
Oh wow,
see
it just
like,
reflects
at all.
off the lights.
Yeah, it's the
Oh
worst.
no.
It's so bad.
Cool. So we got a couple more lights in here. Let's do our panels. Actually don't remember. Just like that, and this probably has to be negative 90. Cool. So raise those up. These won't be up as high, but anything in MA with these black and yellow lines in it, that's the side that it's going to emit light. So we want that facing us, and these are probably going to be a little bit in from where the rear totems are, so we'll probably say negative 2 through 2, because these go on the outside of the drum kit. Get them lower, probably a little bit lower.
If you
Down
need
to
me to
there.
turn off the haze, I can.
I think we're looking
Keep it
fine.
going, or
We're totally fine.
cool. I'll keep it going. More haze the better. You know? It looks dope.
So since our group does not actually have our outer panels, we can't get those on. There we go. And how are we looking on our...
Oh, there we go. Yeah, sorry
Yeah.
about that. Did not realize I didn't want to do that.
So yeah, we're still not completely blurring anything out just yet. I'm sure if we switch to our cam, it's going to be a bit harder to see.
Let's see. A little bit, just a little bit harder
A little
to see.
smoky.
Kinda. Then like, I mean that shit.
Cool.
We're back into play.
Alright, so let's get our jolt bars now. And I believe these are the last... Might be the geysers. Oh, and the strobes. Yep. Let's get our jolt bars. Position. Reset that. These are going to be -5 through 5. And we'll need to rotate these. Is it this way? I think that's one of the ways we need it. Not that way. Undo. With our shortcut there. There we go. Let's get these positioned up. Probably like... Actually, we're raising these up. We got new stands now, so we can get the jolt bars a little bit higher. Because notice at the foundry with how low our old stands were, you only get to see the top half of it if you were any further than like the second row. And with how cool these things are, we want everyone to see that. So let's do probably 1.5.
Those new stands made like one of the biggest differences too. We used to have to set this up anytime we wanted to program, and they were using PVC pipes, so like they couldn't bend. So we had to keep setting up and tearing it down every single time we did it. So it's huge convenience now, at least on my end.
So now we gotta set some rotation here because they're not facing exactly out. I'd say this is like probably like only a 25-degree angle here. So let's take our first one. And then, can we just do a plus 25 on that? That didn't do anything. 90, and actually, which rotation is it that I need? Not that one. That's the Z. Alright, so we want to go... Let's try 110 on this. And make sure that's facing the right way. So, where's our beam facing out of here? Usually using the top view is a good way of seeing that, but I can't see anything there. So let's take our inner and outer bars. Get those back on. And... Oh, wow.
That's funny as fuck. Should I turn it off now?
Yeah.
I got it.
Okay. So where... I don't know why we don't have any beam coming out of our fixture here. Hello? Give me something. For whatever reason, these are not working in the visualizer, and that's fine. We don't need them to work. Just be preferred. So that was a negative 70 on that. Let's re-clear our selection here. Let's get jolt bar that one. And then is this 110 as well? No. We just want that to be 7. Okay. I can't tell if this is even facing the right direction. Actually, it looks like it is, so I don't know how these both work, but they look about right. So then, let's get our strobes in the back. And these, pretty tiny, but we can turn those on really fast. You can see them in red.
Just trying to...
What's
Alright,
up?
get focused in. When you turn on the the camera back there that was on that
Yeah.
was trying to focus, it looked like, but it figured itself out. Good deal.
Back to our front view. And we have these little guys. They're not very tall. Only like 18 inches, but you know, we wanted to have some extra impact on like the fast double kicks and just have those strobe. These guys are honestly one of the lamest parts of the show, but it's just that extra like 2% that catches my eye, and I hope it catches yours.
And your hearts.
Alright, so we're back in our setup. Get these positioned back. -333. And not on that one. It's this one. These actually are a little bit on the inside, so we'll say -2.7 through 2.7. Rotate these. Not that way. Kind of that way. And then 180 for that. These positioned up. Just a hair. These guys are going to be really low and probably be blocked by everyone.
So I'm gonna throw this out topic, but let's have a show of hands in the chat. How many people plan on coming out on October 27th for this show? I think there's like a delay, so it's like.
Yeah. We probably should fix that delay for the next time we stream. I just don't want to kill the whole stream right now.
No, for sure. We'll figure it out for the next time. It's the first time doing it, so.
Never streamed in my life.
I've never streamed in my life either. Wait, I streamed playing Fortnite with Justin when we on our Twitch stuff. Justin's thinking about coming out. That's cool. Hell yeah. Fairywinkle, you might come out. You fucking should. You should definitely come out for this one. This one's crazy as hell. Well, that's perfect if it's in the afternoon because we play during the evening, Justin.
Position these guys a little further back. Yeah, I might come out too. Not sure. I might be busy that day.
Me too.
Let's get these guys back a little bit.
I have that thing that I might have to do that day.
Let's get the geysers out. I'm not even sure where we're going to position these if we run them. How did we do it before? Did we have, was it the panels, then the geysers on the outside of that?
We had the geysers on the outside, closer like in the center, because what was gonna happen if not, then like the light in the actual stream would have been like kind of like lost within the panels or like the drum set. So we had to kind of like make them kind of like the thing in the alley. Like right now, the thing in the alley, I would say, like from my perspective of saying that, is like our sweepers, and that's where the geysers used to sit, was like in that same vicinity. So when they went off, it like looked even and you could see it actually.
5, so we can have that just a little bit off-centered from those. And they'll go right next to our panels.
Justin's going to ask his mom if he can go. Ask her if she can go too.
So we've been streaming for an hour, and I have not saved once. So let's not lose our show file, because I don't want to do this work again.
That would be terrible, but also I would laugh. I'm sorry. Anytime something bad happens, I usually laugh.
Okay.
My way of dealing with it.
All right, so now that we have our 3D view set up, we don't really need to keep any of this. The positions are all going to be saved here in the show file. So I just wanted to configure that and show that one setting where we had to invert our pan on the moving heads. So let's go ahead and delete that window, and let's get going on probably something to make this a little bit easier when we get down to going into very deep detail with the jolt bars. So we're going to create a layout, and what this layout will have is, that's the same menu, is each individual LED section. So we'll say layout viewer. That way we can quickly select and drag all of those. And I kind of do it in order of how these lights actually look here. So whatever matches the real world will be in our layout view. So let's select everything for some jolt bars, and that's going to be all the sub fixtures. So that's where this is going to get really messy. I wish we had a bit more space on this display, but since these are narrow, we should be able to survive here. So I'm just going to click and drag on all of these and just kind of get everything. We're going to get everything in here, I believe. And that totally missed some of our selection. I want to have absolutely everything. And you have to have it all expanded. So we can store a new layout, and we do need to get a setup going here. And does this actually store our selection or no? Would like to add. So what elements have we added here? Also, I'm in the wrong layout. I don't want to affect any of the default because I'm going to save our default for the whole stage layout and just have quickly selectable, just master fixtures. So let's click the oops button a few times. Quite a few more times. And since we have our shortcuts enabled, that all works there. Let's label this one as our jolt bars again. Cool. What we got going here? We have some elements, the canvas. I already don't remember how I was supposed to add things into this. We're off to a good start in this layout view. How about Justin can help me with it?
Justin?
I see the elements. How am I supposed to get these all to actually be the lights? Might just have to come back to this. It's more boring stuff anyway. We can just do some presets really fast and keep going with the making the lights do things. That'd be cooler. Who cares about all this?
Hell yeah.
That's no fun anyway. So let's actually bring up our 3D viewer again, so you guys can kind of see maybe a little bit better than what's happening here on the camera in the top right. I believe we want...
I don't remember what the question was that.
What's up?
We asked Justin, because he just said what?
Oh, we were asking for help with layouts.
Yeah, Justin, can you help us out with the layouts?
Where is our cameras at? I've already lost it. There it goes. All right. Let's clear them all. Let's get our beams back on. So let's actually create a couple positions here that I know we're going to use. So with our presets windows, if you go to feature groups, it's only going to store that feature, the attribute tab here for this. So it doesn't matter that we've already set our dimmer or anything else. If we want to mess with color, we can, but we're only going to store our position values here. And not sure what I'm thinking we should do. We should probably have something go 90 degrees here, so that's center. And I'm not sure how high up we need to show at the foundry, but let's try to do like maybe 35 and have that be like a nice sky position. And we can see, I can't zoom in on here, but with the MA stuff, there's different types of presets. So we have universal presets that will go to any that fixture group. We have global, which will just work on all. And then the S means we're on selective. So this is only going to work for these two lights. And call this like sky for now. And let's get this a bit lower. Mike, watch your eyes.
Dude.
It's so bright.
It's just got LASIX.
Have this be like a nice ground position. Cool. So now that we have these set, what I do want to do here is we're going to actually remove the pan because we don't want to go back to just this exact position, and we can actually show that by doing this first. So we're going to turn on our align, and I'm thinking this is like a nice, like, you know, call this the vocal position, because this is usually where Justin's going to be standing, right in front of the drum set. And we gotta highlight him. But then sometimes we'll want to go further out, and we'll face the outside. And her rack case is blocking the one, but that's fine. So we store this. I don't know what we want to call this, walls outside. I don't know. I feel like walls is funny.
Yeah, walls.
So anytime we hit any of these, we're not actually just saving like our ground and sky, like it's going back center. But say I want to be on the vocal but back up, we've just recentered. So we'll set our sky, and then we do have a special here which we can remove. Actually, we'll actually just off this so it just stays as that. We'll store, and we can either merge or overwrite. Since this is the only two fixtures we have here, I'm fine with overwriting it, but if it was our vocal or our walls preset, once we add the sweepers to it, we won't want to overwrite that. So we're going to do the same thing in our ground here. We're going to off that, store it, overwrite. So that we're just saving our tilt position here. And then these positions, we'll have both. Now we have like a center sky. or ground, which still ends up actually being the same as the vocal. So we didn't change anything there, but now we can face out and up. So those are some basic position presets. Let's get the sweepers in here as well. Since these can only do, can these only pan, or these can only tilt? Which way is it? Not the jolt bars. Sweepers. These can only tilt, so they will only go left and right. We'll also add to our position presets. That way, you know, we go to a new venue, have to place our lights out slightly. We can just update our master preset here for our vocal position, and then once we get into time coding, it's going to update that position everywhere in the show. So let's take a look
It makes
at...
life a million times easier.
Oh yeah, before we'd have to go through all of our MIDI and make sure that that was updating right. Our old lighting software was terrible. It was free if you want to dabble in that for a few thousand hours. But sometimes you gotta spend the money.
Yeah.
There's a reason why the pros use this, and I want to be a pro. So I'm noticing another issue here where all of our sweepers are facing the wrong direction. And I can highlight that by doing this. So they're facing the opposite way. Am I blinding you?
No, you're good.
Cool. So yeah, we're facing the opposite direction here. And we may need to invert our tilt, but I want to see where our top fixture is in this first list. So let's clear our whole selection. Let's actually clear everything. I have to turn that one on. And what is this all doing? Let's turn that off. Okay. It's deciding to set all of these as well. So let's get rid of our color. 0, 0, 0. Okay. So we're saying that 1001.1 is the very top left bulb. And that's exactly what I expected. And we match that over here in the 3D viewer. So I'll double check a few of these. Make sure that all these lights actually did this right. I don't think we have to rotate anything. I was very careful with how we did our group selections before. Clear this selection. Make sure our top ones are that. Not off, we want to 0 them. So yeah, same thing. And then to quickly do this, we can just do a clone here. We'll clone our fixture 1001.1, 1003.1. And did our clone even work? Nope. I believe we got to do clone fixture. Syntax is very weird how some of this is written. Yep. So I'm going to clone this, and we can just override it because that fixture isn't doing anything. Does this actually work? I believe we need 2003. Select that one and get a brightness going because we have nothing. And that didn't quite do what I wanted. Let's take a look. I'm going to trust that this is all fine. I guess. Set these all off. Yeah. So everything in the fixture sheet is in order. So we need to go back to our patch and invert our tilt on these so these are facing the correct direction. Cool. And we're just doing this in the programmer here instead of having to go to each light and dig through the menus, because some of these have some really terrible menus. So I'll exit and save changes here. So now, if we kill it all, bring our sweepers back up to full brightness, and mess with our position again, we are matching what they're doing in the 3D view. We go back like 180, minus 120 on this. Now we're facing to, all right. Let's bring them back center. Right in your face?
No. No.
So let's actually create a couple more. Oh, Mike needs more haze.
I mean, I feel like the beans are just getting a little bit like washed. At least on the camera, like comparable.
Okay. I'm so focused on the computer, I haven't really been looking up.
No. You're explaining a lot, so it like makes sense.
Yeah. So let's let me clear my selection again. We'll do our sweepers and the beams. So I want to do all my positions with both of those, since those are the two types of moving heads. So yeah, we got them all on now. And we can do sort of a center position here. And we're probably going to go through and update all these at some point. So let's have that be our center, and let's bring the pan to, is that going to be 90? Okay. So when we store this, we're going to want our pan to always be at 90. We'll get rid of that. And I believe, is it this one keeps your one position? Actually, do that, and we'll just align that first one, I believe. Actually, I don't think we need to align anything on this. We'll do just like a negative 45 through 45.
Oh, that looks hard.
Oh, and with our selection here, it kind of spaced them out evenly. So our top left is doing negative 45, and then our bottom right is doing 45. And it's splitting the difference on our bottom left and top right. And that's really not what we want. And I believe the beams are doing something completely different. So the fastest way I'm going to do this, I'm just going to clear a selection. We'll just do this all by hand. So if I can select that, yeah, this one split the difference there. And then clear this selection. And this would be 1003. Is at -9. Not even close to what I wanted. And I believe we're kind of just doing this all in that vocal one here. Select that. 45, and then
There you go. As I said.
Through 1004 gets all these, and then we're gonna update our vocal guy. we'll store this and we'll merge these because we don't want to lose the positioning on our beams. So if we clear everything, bring our sweepers and beams back up, go to vocal, see them all move. And since we don't have we didn't store the tilt for the vocal just on the beams right. So let's redo that. Take our beams, put it to vocal position. Let's get this further down. And why are we splitting? Oh. Whoops. Sorry. That's really funny.
We're back. That like blinded the fuck out of it.
Oops.
It looked like it shattered at that point.
The camera still work? Yeah.
Yeah, we're good.
Alright. So we don't really want that over there. We want to take 90 on this. And that's... Okay, so that's literally right in front. How am I supposed to do this now?
I can heighten the camera a little bit. You want to hear?
Yeah.
Let's do that. Let's figure that out. You get yourself set up there. I'll set up right here. All right. That's the wrong way.
And we're going to leave that.
Go ahead and aim it at here.
Yeah. I'm a bit lower, but
You can.
how... Yeah, we do want to figure that out. Where our...
Right. You're still below the camera, like
Yeah.
all this. What I'm doing right here.
No, we're not going to be up that high on anything else, but yeah, I do need to be able to have that. I think you should be good there.
Okay. Cool. Oh yeah.
Cool. These beams look cool as fuck, man.
Dude, those look so hard. Those look so hard. Hopefully I got all the jolt bars and stuff. I think I did. I don't know if I got that laser, but I can't tell.
Nah, it doesn't look... I thought you were keeping the right laser anyway.
Oh no, I had that one. It's easier to grab
Oh.
that one because this one right here will get out of the way. It starts
Oh.
to make it
Yeah.
to where they miss that jolt bar completely.
Okay.
It's all good. It's not like we're turning one. I don't know if we're turning on the laser, so.
Yeah, I don't know if we will. So maybe we'll do a little bit of that when we get our...
Dude, this thing is crazy. You can like, I feel like I can feel the heat off of this. It's that insane. It's crazy.
Alright, cool. So let's redo our...
We still have 4 people in here. That's cool.
Oh, yeah.
Thanks for hanging out. I know we're going through like the boring stuff of what it is, but it's like it's kind of like it's what you need to know like for like what it is when you go to program this stuff, but it's just kind of like it's just cool hanging out. So like always hit if you want feel free to hit the chat. What do you say? I don't know.
That's old.
That's old stuff.
Not negative 45 on that. What is happening here? I'm pretty sure I messed up quite a few things at this point.
It's kind of what it is in this game though. Is like it's constant troubleshooting.
Yeah.
It's like what lights are. It's just straight up always troubleshooting.
I want to make sure I don't like rotate this thing too far, so then like when you try to like call the same position at another point in the set, it's not too like awkward where it has to spin all the way around, because we'll probably have to adjust all of that. And we do have what's called move in black on here, and we can have it start moving to the right position while the beam is off. But there's going to be times where we're not going to have that kind of time. So I'm spinning this all the way around the wrong direction.
What's good, Rowan?
These both look really weird in the visualizer here. I don't really have like a center point for where Justin would be standing. I think it'd be a bit further out, and also like how the visualizer beams for the sweepers in the back, like it doesn't do these things justice. Like it's not.
It also might make a difference, and for how the angle is, it might be shooting too close to the drums, but like by the time you move them back on top of the totems, like they're supposed to be, that's also like kind of like the factoring in of what it is too.
Yeah, so like I'm gonna do like 40 on, nope, 50 on that.
I mean, those look even, actually.
We'll do 55, so it's a little bit more in front, and then no, we don't want to be that far in. We want to be just a little further out.
It's so freaking bright.
So we'll do 110 on the tilt for that, and we probably should have just done the align, but it's fine. So let's get these a little more centered here. We're kind of making an X. Didn't really mean to do that.
It looks pretty cool though. I mean, it makes sense when you're making the expo, you're gonna kind of make it to where like it hits a point. It's just because the room is so tiny comparable to
Yeah,
top and the back
these
stage too.
these don't really do well in a small room. These beams need to be in a bigger room, and once we get into messing with gobos, you'll really see that.
Yeah.
But yeah, if we look in the visualizer here, it's not doing anything as close as to like what's happening here, and since you just have that cam up, you don't really see.
Okay, my bad. I'm sorry about that.
But yeah, it looks quite a bit different, and that's fine. We'll
I totally forgot I was just on that camera. That's my bad.
But yeah, we'll call this now our vocal position. So we'll want to store pan and tilt here. Store that, and since we actually do not have all of our selections made, make sure that's all stored. But I believe since that was all in the programmer, it should have saved everything. I do see I have a selection I don't want to make. I had the strobes in there, but yeah, let's save this. Let's actually just override it. And if we mess that up, we'll see in a minute. So that takes us to our vocal position. We're back in the ground, but vocal stores pan and tilt. We may want to look at that and probably set these to be some sort of releases or whatever. I believe that's remove. It's either release or remove, but since we're not that far into doing our positions, I think we'll be fine. Just trying to get some like baseline stuff to hopefully knock out a song tomorrow or the day after, just some basic time coding, and we'll add more as we move along, since that's usually how we program lights. Is one of us will have an idea, and then we'll spend the next 40 minutes trying to figure that out, and it's literally an idea for about 5 seconds of song.
Yeah. But it ends up looking really dope. I remember when we were doing Snap the first time, that like
Well, that was the first song we ever
first
did
song
too.
we ever did, dude, and we went like so hard on it too for like what it was. It actually going hard on that song realistically made the rest of them a lot easier, I would say, like because it kind of like set the expectation of it and like found patterns from it. But like, I remember the jolt bars thing was just freaking crazy. And whatever, the one thing that you did, oh my god.
Yeah, we'll be using some of the same macros in there again. But now we can turn off individual sections and do different colors on each side of it. So we've only scratched the surface of what we can do with those, and there's still plenty more we could do. Let's actually build a center, because I don't think we have a center. I believe it's the tilt. So let's off that. Center. We might have something. Might be a bit slow moving that position on that right one. I don't enjoy that the beams, when they're at center, those are definitely angled some different direction. So let's clear that out and take a look at what our beams are doing. Yeah, those are still stuck at whatever they left off in. So we do need an actual center. So let's set this back to 0. I want to do this. So we don't want these to be, is it 90 on that? Nope, that's back up to the camera. We don't want that. Is it 90 on this one?
Hit 90 again.
It's not. Nah, we're good.
I can go set it up and fix it if we need to.
We just need a bigger room.
Yeah, that'd be dope.
So I believe
If we had a bigger room, I'm not
that's...
gonna lie, we'd probably buy more lights, so it's kind of good to need a bigger room. Like straight up.
Yeah, we get those 2 other jolt bars you want.
Dude, I want those so bad. Those would look so hard. That, and then put 2 more moving RX1s on the top. I'm here for it.
And then more lasers.
More lasers would be dope too. Honestly, you know what we could do? We could actually do similar to what that one thing was, and get 2 more lasers and just mount them upside down on the top of that of those other ones, and they would be perfectly aligned.
Those lasers are cheap.
They're not that expensive. Lasers are actually not as expensive as what you think they are. But they have to be like a topper thing. You can't like make everything off of it. So you have to like take that in a grain of salt. Like there are things that you need, like pars are like a really important like asset to have to your show. Like in those, to get good pars, like those costs, especially like ones that aren't going to get washed out from other things, because lights can get pretty bright too. So that's my take. When we bought lights the first time around, like we bought and returned so many lights that just like they weren't it. Like, and then like we thought they were it, held on to them for a while, and then finally get around to plugging them and programming them, realizing that like the jolt bars washed out most of them, and had to go spend a lot more money to get more lights.
It's the reason why I call them light brights.
Yeah, they're light brights. It means they just look like the light brights. They don't actually like, I don't know. That whole setup first was totally light bright. It was like sponsored by Light Bright.
I lost all my pegs for it though.
Straight up.
Because if we had an actual light bright, at least we could have done something cool.
Yeah, I know. It's kind of how it worked too. All the little freaking lights were falling out of the ones. Remember that?
Oh yeah, the first pars.
Yeah, those are bad. Those are really bad. Those are real light brights.
That or those ADJ mega bars.
I didn't like those at all.
No, with the seeing each individual LED and then just realizing that goes down at a diagonal. It's
To try
like
to match
cool.
what
You
it is.
lose a quarter of your light
Yep.
to that. The jolt bars are so clean, dude.
That was one of the, like, it's crazy because we got the last two when we got those as well. I remember hitting up just, I'm like, hey, I kind of want to take this from the band account right now. Like, I kind of need to. And, like, straight up right at the second that I bought both of those with it, like, they were sold out.
Cool. So we got a few tilt things we can do now.
That looks so hard.
And since I'm just clicking the presets here, they're moving pretty fast. But we can get going with some of those movements here. Just making sure that these were all lining up right in this. But I think we're done with 3D visualizer for now. I'll delete that. Cool. We can have these move for a little bit.
Yeah, it is us.
Is it?
It is us.
Do I need to give us a little
I mean, you can if you want to. It doesn't really matter. We're just like, I mean, the main thing looks cool is the lights. I mean, turn on a jolt bar and see what happens. It's gonna.
Oh, wow. Apparently it just washes us all out. Yeah, we need to...
I got it, bro. It just keeps coming and going. It looks like...
Here we go.
That was funny. That was funny. I knew that was gonna happen the second turn. I was sitting here.
I didn't mean to put on the inner bar though.
That was hilarious because I literally was I was just sitting here and the whole time, and as you're like explaining this, and this smoke is just like coming up through the desk. I'm like, holy shit, there's a lot of smoke in here.
Yeah, there is quite a bit now.
There's quite a bit of pace in here. I'm trying to line up with the laser too, so we can make sure I can get that boxed in here. I think I might have got it.
Yeah, we can mess around with the laser really fast. That'd be kind of cool.
Those are dope.
Yeah, let's play with some lasers.
The lasers are dope.
So, I believe that was under control? It's either control or shapers. I don't remember what we did when we learned how to do that thing. The lasers, that was...
They're so different, like, for
Yeah,
what it is.
the lasers are so different. And, like, these lasers aren't, like, anything too ridiculous. They only have, I think it's, like, 32 different, like, designs on there. You can't, you know... The higher-end stuff, you can literally put your own designs in there.
Yeah, they like.
But we want to just do some really basic things, and we're probably just gonna have this just be on like a flat line. So let's try to.
The cool thing about like the flat line,
Do
I do
that.
know there's one thing in here too. Like if you get the flat line, I know that they do the one thing where it turns on like the x-axis or y-axis. That
Mhm.
shit looks cool as hell. So like, realistically, with like the lasers, like it's real all they need, you know. At least for what we'll probably need. I don't know. Sorry, I'm just thinking out loud. That happens a lot.
So let's clear our selection, and okay, those don't have anything. Where do we need to go for these? I think manual mode was all fine.
Here, let me actually, since you're doing that.
Okay. Let me kill the one because that's gonna be just a bit ridiculous. And we might just want to put it on to our cam, and I'm gonna have that go behind us.
Yeah.
That way it's not, because that's gonna bounce around quite a bit.
That's fine. Here.
So yeah, let's set this to red, and then you can kind of see it dancing around behind us there a little
Looks
bit.
crazy. It looks like lightning. Look at that.
So looks like the control section is where we set our colors. And they're actually, what are these? No, we want to stay in manual mode. And I think everything we need is just under shaper.
That's what it was. Yeah, I think that's what it was. Where we get the
Yeah.
and shit.
So we have shape there, position. Where the hell was the color at? Oh, it's under color mix. I see.
Oh, it looks so hard.
Wow.
I'm not gonna lie. That looks.
What is
so...
happening?
I don't know, but it looks really cool. Hold on a minute. Oh, you can't like really tell.
Yeah, you
over
can't
there.
tell with that.
Damn.
No, I gotta get the. Let's get the position like close. Have it not shake as much.
Yeah. That blue looks so cool, dude. Wow.
Okay. All right, so we just
I
want.
mean, as that's like going over your head, that's like crazy. Because that's like cool. Because these are designed to kind of shoot right over the crowd. So like. Oh, those are hard.
All right, so that was our minimum X, minimum Y. Cool. So now we just have a static position there, and wow, dude, what with the camera frame rate, you can see it actually draw behind us, but right now it's projecting just like some static circles.
It's like on the camera, like it's slowly drawing it, but like on here, it's just like it's stuck. It's just a circle. But
All right.
it looks hard.
So what? Okay, so that does that. And that's our max zoom. These things are going to be
What, or what?
storing some of these presets is going to be very interesting, man.
Yeah, no, it's not the most user. I don't think that they're most user friendly with it. It's not like the other.
Make sure I'm
lights.
not going to blind you.
Oh, you're good. It's not that bad. I can't. These lasers actually aren't.
Actually,
that bad.
I can't even. I can only go so high and low with it. That's as low as it goes.
I mean, that's kind of a good thing because like we do have to set the parameter for when we do play, because this does shoot right over the crowd.
Yeah.
So like it's got to be like that perfect parameter. I just keep wanting to touch it. So, but like, but it's good that it can do that, so we can set that pretty easily. When we go to the venue and do the technical rehearsal, we'll be able to probably figure out pretty easily where that's gonna be.
Mm-hmm.
Because like we also don't want to blend the sound guy either. Or unless you just nudge, be like, hey, this part duck.
I'll get him a pair of sunglasses.
Honestly, I think when we start doing this more and more, I think I'm going to bring my fucking sunglasses because if I remember correctly, those jolt bars are bright as shit.
Yeah. Yeah, and right now we're at 21%. It's pretty bright.
Yeah, here. I'll even change. Those jolt bars, like 21% on the jolt bars, and like, it's...
The beams are super bright too, and then even with the panels, when the panels are facing directly at you like this, like they get really bright. It's just when you dim them, you can't tell.
Yeah, it's hard to do those. I didn't mean to rock my mic right there. Those panels are they have the same kind of like center beam and same kind of LEDs as those jolt bars, so they're just like uber bright. It's like a Dodge Ram driving behind you in a country road, like. It's cool because it's at a show and you're not driving, but, like, it's fucking bright.
Where was the one that had those designs?
Yeah, like the flat lining.
Oh, here we go.
Is that it?
It's under the gobo section. So, yeah, I'm going to have to create a new pool here so we can have it do exactly what we're looking for. There's our parallel lines. Was it just a single line? Oh yeah. Thanks for all four of you for hanging around.
Straight up.
Where are we in the software? So we got parallel lines going. Were we just gonna do a solid line?
Yeah, yeah, the solid lines look dope. And then like
Try to get it exactly one line.
if we
Line
the
so it's as
closest we
wide as
can-
possible.
Yeah, definitely. And then like if you can, like if you get it lined up, we can get it lined up as possible. And then there's a thing in there that's another movement thing in there, and I know it's called turn. I think it's turning on the y-axis. I watched some guy
Okay.
do a thing, and it like just turns it so it like flips, and it's actually similar to like what that video I showed you.
Okay.
And
So let's
that
we'll
would
build
look
a
crazy.
basic preset really fast with at least getting me our solid line and getting our position, having those be exact, because this has been very terrible clicking through all these menus, not knowing where they're at. The MA software is very interesting in how they organize some of this stuff, and it's not exactly where I'd expect it to be, where I mean, this makes sense for this to be under Gobo. I guess the color is fine, but some of these difference between control. Is that you hitting stuff?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry.
I'm like, who the hell's here?
No, that was me. I hit this. I move.
Hitting the wall.
I move a lot. I don't mean to. I like can't sit still. It sucks.
All right, so we want to be back in, not that, in our position X and Y. So I believe it's our X position. We want to widen this if we can.
That was dope. Oh yeah.
I can't tell.
Bro, that's getting wider as hell. It's actually getting. Oh.
I don't think that's doing much of anything. I think these being at minimum position, like I think it's just offset in that
No
thing.
matter what in the thing, I don't think you're gonna. I don't know how much you're
Okay.
gonna be able to get.
So we're gonna actually off that. So we just lost our color there, and that's fine. Off that because we're in manual mode. We really just want to keep our shaper, and we've set our scaling so it's not moving just yet. This dimmer doesn't have anything. None of that has anything. So what is this? Where were we on that? I already lost where I was. Okay, it was the Gobo and that. So we want to clear our whole our selection here. And we might need to actually look at our... Where's that? There's like a whole program sheet. Is that just the fixture sheet? Programmer parts? What is this? It's not what I want. Okay. I have a feeling we're going to have to go back and undo a lot of stuff because we have everything saved in the programmer here. But I know if I go to add one of these all presets, and we'll save all 5 as our... Actually, we'll keep these all separate. Maybe. I guess we can't do
Dude,
that.
look how crazy blue this room is, bro. Holy crap.
Very blue.
Holy
Very
crap.
blue.
That looked dope. I'm not gonna lie, that blue looks sick.
I want to be able to put like the color back in
Oh, that
into our
teal
color
is
preset.
so hard. That teal and the red.
Let's see what we
Showing
save it. Nope.
You can't
Oh
really see
wow.
it. Sorry.
Yeah. I can't save this color out. If we set back in here? Or is it? What is it? It's one of these buttons. It's like, I've stored something somewhere that I don't want. It's like a certain way to do it to change your update. Nope. Nope. Where's this buried in this menu at? Preset? Alright. I'm not gonna click that much, but I am going to save before that. But I do want to change, actually set that back to selective for now. And reselect just the lasers. I don't know if that's done anything. That does not look like it's done anything. We still got a lot to learn, man.
Yeah.
I'll set these back to universal, I believe is where this was. For now, we'll just save it as an all preset. Put in all 4. We can rename this as our laser presets. Because, yeah, I don't want to lose any of these. I'm not sure what all is going to get stored here. Okay, it just decided to store like a bunch of stuff. So let's reset a bit. Okay, not those. Anything but the jolt bars. Yeah, we can do the panels at least.
I'm gonna show what the panels look like. So the panels are pretty bright. That's what level is that at?
21%.
Yeah. 21%. That's crazy.
What is this gonna even set to? So yeah, I don't even. Let's not. Yeah, I just want to have my lasers work. Let's clear my whole selection. If I clear active. Okay, so that's the button I was looking for.
There we go.
Before, actually, we oops this. You can see all these.
We oops this. Probably that's. It's gonna be the ongoing thing just because that software.
But it'll color tag what you have active in the programmer, and then if you go to save any preset, it's going to save what you had active in the programmer. So that's why we have clear to active. We'll clear our selection and then anything in the programmer. So now I can make a new selection, add something for the lasers,
Bro.
and now that we got that going, we probably want to set back to us for now. So that's not shining right into that camera. You
I feel like I'm
kinda
about to
see
get
it.
if I'm looking at like the camera like on the screen like for the replay, I feel like I'm about to get struck by lightning.
Zap. All right, so where are we in this thing? So we want to be back into here, and I'm going to actually add a shapers pool as well, so we can store some of these just as easy presets. So we'll have where are we? Position. Okay. It's max position on both of these. And I don't even know what those are doing, but okay.
You're just holding.
Is it gobos for these? Okay. So we probably want to add another gobo pool as well, so we can switch to this. And this is set to global, which is kind of weird. But our biggest thing that we want to use this for is just a solid line. And we can figure out how to do a lot with just our solid line here, so. What's the laser line or something? Cool, so then back to our shapers, we have. I don't even care about those. I can't tell what this, like if this is going to.
Look at it again. I'm looking.
I don't even know what it's doing different. Okay. Oh, like reset. Oh.
Whoa.
We can get lower. Okay. So we're
Fuck them eyes.
Oh, it's right up.
No, I don't. No, that's all good. It's not. I don't care. It's not for me. I'm just saying in general. Like, dude, that's cool because like.
Yeah, take a bite out of that.
They
Tastes like cotton candy.
Dude, it tastes like Pikachu. Straight up tastes like electricity. That's what it looks like it's happening. You're about to get like pulled over or something in the fucking screen if you look at this little screen.
Oh yeah.
Yo, what do you? That's crazy. So what that's cool as hell what you're doing because dude, look at that. So like, that goes
I
hard.
want these to like level out, but I don't think they will because I
don't think
feel
you're
like
gonna get it, but,
is the
like-
mirror like offset in there, right?
I think naturally it is. That way they can do two
Can't
different
tell
shapes at
over
once
there.
the whole time.
Yeah.
But like, I mean, realistically, like this is all you need is like just this event, you know?
So where are we at on? We have just max normal, and we have no. Do we have any? Oh. Okay, so we don't want that. These are like preset. I see what this is. Min normal. So we want max normal as our full width.
Okay.
Cool. What is this thing? Oh, we got more rotation based stuff?
Lawyer's hitting this up.
What am I doing here?
Cool.
I don't think this really does anything on the line. Yeah, nothing here. Off those, so we don't store any of that. And what does this one do? Rotate the Z.
Whoa, what is going on? What is that shape?
Dude, you got check marks.
It's like what it is. It looks crazy. It looks like really bad illustration. Like straight up, looks like bad illustration. It looks dope though. What is that? That looks crazy. Honestly, like that. Like look at that. Like as like that's the biggest thing you want to look like for like our show at least. For like that's what we're looking at. Is that
I want it to be that fast.
in places? Why not?
Okay.
I mean, I don't. The flat line is like the main thing that we want to do, but like that looks cool as hell in places. You know what I mean? If you turn
Yeah.
everything out and just like flash that real quick, maybe in some parts, some quiet parts before something happens. I don't know.
We can have that. We can save
There's really no
that
quiet parts in our shit. Honestly, it's pretty loud.
Yeah. Maybe in Nosferatu,
Maybe.
but I don't know if that song really calls for like the lasers on that. We'll see.
Yeah, that shit looks dope. It looks
Anyway.
so crazy.
Well, let's save out our shaper here just for we'll call it like
I'm gonna go squeeze a lemon.
You're just gonna leave me with that bit of information? Let's store this as a preset. We'll call this heads. And if we have to update this, we'll do that at the show. We'll have to see where this is about to hit because we don't want to be blasting people in the eyes. Unless y'all want to get some free LASIK. But this will go right above your heads. And then, which way? Let's go back to heads on that. I'm going to go a little bit above. Call the sky for now. Sky.
Aaron, why is your house so smoky?
How bad is it up there?
Potential fire looking like, but not quite. I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah, don't leave the door open too long.
I haven't. The neighbors will fucking call. That's one thing you have to be like careful because it's always you have to always haze up the rooms because like the beams have to do.
I need the
different
full
shapes.
effect.
I honestly, I need the full effect. I'm not like. Yeah, dude, that's what I'm saying. Like that looks so cool. This looks like eyes are looking at you.
I wish we could set the left and can we do the left and right as
I
different?
was about to ask. Like I was like, wait a minute. That looks like 3D glasses. The whole show's in 3D. If you didn't know that and you plan on coming out, whole motherfucking thing, goddamn 3D, come out.
We can do left and right like this, but no? Hello? I have it selected. Now we have multicolor. And that just cycles through all that.
Looks so dope though. God damn. I'm
I
just
don't.
gonna just to show. Oh, you can't really see it, but I'm still gonna blind out your camera just to see it. All right, we're back. We're back in business, baby.
Oh, I have that phaser going. That's why this isn't. Let me clear that all active there. That's why.
I think we need more haze.
Do we?
No, I'm just fucking with you. No way. We might,
Our
but
panels. Actually clear this selection again, because we want our outer panels on, not completely binding us. And then what do we need? Back to the lasers. Those are cool. We do need to store some sort of these are colors somehow. All right, so we didn't. Now we're back to our line, and we just have a couple positions there, and I think that's all we really need on some laser positions. We want whatever we're gonna set for heads, and then that's not gonna be the whole set. Any other times we do lasers, we'll probably have it be a little bit higher up.
yeah, we're definitely gonna need it. So like, we're gonna need to be as like realistically like with the lasers like. Since we can't move them up and down, like we'll probably take some advantage of that at some points, but like it's gonna be kind of like trying to keep something centered because like the biggest thing is making it so it's like I'm trying to get it as close as possible to like where you can reach up and touch it, kind of like that, like, but it's not right in your eyes. Like, I think we can get away with that. I just hope that we don't have to like mount it any lower because I don't want to.
Oh no, because we were going the wrong direction on that. We can go.
No, that is true.
Oh, did I miss it? It's like weird. It like stops at like. It says 180 here. I don't understand what that's doing, but that is about as low as we can go, which really wasn't much lower than heads. So.
Dude, that shit looks crazy. You can't like see in the camera. You just see like me chasing like a fucking line like a cat or something, but like it looks dope. Like it's like a whole like laser wall above my head. So like I think like in a show setting like that's cool as fuck. Especially being at a small club like we're playing for that shit. Like that's dope as fuck looking.
I wonder how wide this is gonna look there as well.
That's what I'm saying. It's gonna pan out farther as we like. It's because we are that close. Like
yeah, we're only about 6 feet away.
Yeah, we're not far at all. So it's like it's really hard to tell. It'll be nice when we can set up in a bigger room to try this stuff out more. But like, for what it is, it's gonna be dope.
Where can I save these colors at? Like, is this gonna store? So that just stored those. I don't want to store those. I just want to store my laser color. Please. Okay. Let's make sure these are working. I know these are storing as universal, which would not be correct for
that.
these. But, okay, cool. We have these switching now. So what happens if I just set my like sweepers? Okay, these gray out, meaning we can't select them. And it looks like that bar there is the corresponding group number. Interesting. It's like so weird, like how this whole thing was made. I'm a musician first, not a lighting guy first, so I think about everything in like terms of music. And I guess lighting comes more from
Computer background, like it's like very like.
even some of the older terms though is more like theater and film, and it's like those are two things that I've never dabbled with.
Oh yeah,
I don't even know what I'm doing
that
now.
makes sense.
But okay, so we have probably just map all these now, honestly, because we'll want to come back to these. We don't have a whole lot of colors we can do anyway with the lasers.
I mean, luckily, we can keep, dude, we don't need to keep the lasers so crazy. Keep it simple at the right points. Like, that looks so freaking cool.
Yeah, we'll find like the right color that does the effect you want to do.
You gotta, and this is like where I like.
Might have that,
making
honestly.
sure that we have the right fog and everything too for what it is for that room. It has to be the perfect density of it, you know. That's gonna be sick, dude. When that goes right over people's heads, like, I mean, I think just from the angle without like a lot of fog, I think it just captures it too.
Dude, I really want to do a lot of magenta in this, like, for whatever reason. Like, when you put sweepers in magenta, it looks amazing. Like, I don't know. We didn't do a lot of that.
No, let's
in our old shows. Like, that was a color that we didn't really use. I know, like, a lot of the video, like, couldn't do it, but, like...
Please do, because the second that, like, we do magenta like that, and, like, that white guitar will look so sick.
Hell yeah.
That shit would look dope, dude. I love this magenta. It looks so dope in this. That looks dope. That looks dope in the sweeper. Isn't the magenta really good on those too?
Oh, on the sweepers in the back? Yeah, that looks really nice. Let me get through the rest of these colors. I don't think we need to do, like, the color switch here. Like, okay, red and green does nothing. Green and blue? Nothing. Okay. Red and blue, nothing. What is the point of these?
I don't know. That is all.
Fuck. All right, let's clear all of that. Select our lasers again. Yeah, like, it's not doing anything, like, past this.
Dude.
Okay. Or if we want to have...
So that looks fucking dope, I'm not gonna lie. That looks so cool.
Alright, rainbow laser. Cool. So I want to move...
I bet you, honestly, with 3D glasses, that would look really sick. If you think about it. That would look actually crazy. I wonder how much it would get canceled out or, like, added to from the 3D thing going on. Wait, is there 3D glasses?
Yeah, we got.
Oh, let's see. Let's see. It kind of gets canceled on this side. Let me see what it is on this side.
You can see more of the spectrum. Oh, wait, no, you can see, like, the same amount.
It's like the same amount. It doesn't do anything because the red kind of cancels out a lot of it.
Yeah.
This side, that blue, like, the blue adds to it for sure.
I enjoy how much of a filter, like, these are, where you can, like, see a bit more of, like, the individual LEDs, like, on the panels here.
Yeah, no, that's dope.
I think it won't matter, though, at the show when we turn everything up to 100.
Yeah.
We're only at 21.
Yeah. That's the one thing. That's going to be sick.
Let's keep these close.
Yeah, you never know. That's, like, the other thing we'll have to do, too. Like, and, like, we do have to... We'll start putting it together, but, like, at some point down the line while we're doing this, like, we have a screen that we're also, like, doing this and making it in 3D. That's kind of like what you see in the whole light. Oh, the lights are around, so I don't want to blind it out. But like that whole screen we like run it in 3D.
Yeah, do we even have a shot of that? We don't have projector ready to
I don't have anything. I mean I could pull up the I could easily pull up like Love Songs like back video.
But like, we'll save that for when we actually get going with the programming on it.
Yeah. Luckily that one looks cool. It's like mainly in red. So like, it'll look sick. We'll just make something sick off of that.
All right, so we don't need those colors anymore. It was really just for the laser stuff, and if we really wanted to, we can just come over here and reselect them. I've managed to not have these do whatever that line thing is, so that means I've probably messed something up. And the thing with using GrandMA is, or any sort of lighting stuff, is it's half the job is data management. So we're gonna see how messy this gets, and then we'll reapproach this in probably 2 weeks, and I'll be cursing myself out. Wondering who the asshole was that set this all up, because they made it more complicated than it needed to be.
Straight up.
But we don't need these laser presets now. We do have some shaper things.
The last time when we did it, we had to go back and forth through different programs.
Oh yeah, the first time we did lights, because before we even settled on the first lighting program, or the one that we ended up with, the first one handled lights and the video, but it really wasn't like a lighting thing, and it definitely could not handle the fixtures that we had.
Damn. That's like the one thing that like it's so different now for how everything is set up now. It's crazy.
I mean, for that first program, I had to write a script to add all that in, and it was still, I've never written an Apple script in my life. I don't program on Macs, and that was terrible. I had to write a Windows application to write the code for me. I wrote something to generate code.
That shit was crazy. That was absolutely insane. I remember, like, you came back, you're like, yo, I got this. I wrote a script for this. I was like, what are you talking about? What do you mean? Like, I thought we just did it in the program. Like, no. Oh, almost knocked that down. That looks so sick.
All right. We should probably stop focusing on the lasers, because that's, like, not even, like, the focus on the show. We got so many other like cooler lights, but, like, that just...
It's just a cool little cherry on top, man. It's pretty dope. It could get easily...
Okay, so we actually stored our scale with it. It's probably not ideal, but I don't think we're going to be doing like some of that pulsing stuff unless that's like way at the end. How do we add that extra 2% onto our show?
Yeah, I could see that.
Some more universal presets. Do I have to like select something else first? Yeah. So let's do like a few different levels of dimmer. I think we can just do gaps of 25. Cool. So with this circle being like this, it has done that in some awful way that honestly, I don't have the capacity to fix right now. We've been going at this for 2 hours, and I think that first like 45 minutes of the really monotonous stuff took its toll. I don't care for these. We do want to save, and yeah, the next time we stream, we're gonna clean up our view here, so I've just kind of put everything in one. This is our quick programmer, but we'll actually build a bit better of a a show file. Not like that. We do want to hit that save, and honestly, we can store this view. Store this as view 7. We will not do that. We want to look at our views because I'm used to these views here. We're ending at 7, but that's not actually that view. So I believe that's a data pool, right? Pools, because I mean, just name them both pools. It's close. Really easy to differentiate the two. So yeah, we'll store this one as our programmer view. And I believe I can assign this now to that view, just like that. Cool. So now we won't lose that. I think once we get going, we'll clean out all of these, because honestly, I guess that can stay there because we saved the view with that in it. It's like, I don't need the help menu. Actually, I do need the help menu, but I'll use my phone for that. I'm not going to do that in here. And then we have just like the built-in stuff, which we could kind of keep this as our preset building thing, but we'll keep their programmer tab going, because once we get going to time coding the song, we'll want to be pulling from those presets as fast as possible. We'll be in the sequence sheet quite a bit, messing with phasers, and our 3D works. But yeah, it's actually view 14. So we can, cool.
Oh yeah.
So I think we're
probably in a good spot for right now.
Yeah, we went through a lot of the setup for this. We'll need to add more colors. We'll mess with positions, but at a good start of getting things patched, getting the lights to do something today.
Absolutely. Hell
and
yeah.
Either tomorrow or Wednesday we'll get going on getting this to play with the song.
That would be dope. That would be really dope. Hell yeah. Thank you all for hanging out. It's been dope. We'll see y'all. We'll stream again sometime this week. Come and hang out again.
Oh yeah. Later, guys.